Well, welcome to episode 42 of Living the Amazing Life podcast. I'm yours truly, Coach Tim Harrell, your business accelerator, as well as your motivational leadership expert. Thank you for joining us today. I almost said this morning, but you may be watching this at any time. I'm so glad to have my son again, Terrell, on the podcast with us. Come on, give Terrell a hand for being here with us on today. And we're excited. So we want you to subscribe if you have not. If you're a newcomer, go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel and make sure you share the podcast with your friends and family, because we want to not only add value to you, but we want to add value to anyone that we can. So we want to just have a discussion. So our podcast today is going to be surrounded around business. And you know, if for those who may have seen the promo to the podcast, have heard about me I was a janitor. And as I started my business, I became a multimillionaire. I became a multimillionaire janitor, if you want to call it that. But it was a process that I went through to get to that place of multimillionaire status. It wasn't easy. It didn't come overnight. It wasn't something that was dropped in my lap. Right. But I worked hard and persevered. And you're a business owner as well. And Correct. So I want to start out with a question. You know, why is it that people are afraid to take that leap of faith to, you know, go ahead and start their business? Why are people reserved and very cautious about starting a business?
I think it starts from grade school.
Okay.
From public school, we were taught how to be employees. We were taught how to obey. We were taught how to listen to commands, not actually think of commands to control our own destiny. Like, you know, from the first class is a bell, next class bell, lunchtime,
right.
bell, recess. So it's just a conditioning that we're not prepared to be business owners. We're prepared to be employees. Like with the when Henry Ford started the 5-day work week, 8 days an hour. That sound like with school, you know, you pretty much in there for 8 hours, you know what I'm saying, for 5 days a week. And it doesn't give us the confidence to know who we are and what we're capable of.
Right.
Because if you look at the root word of education, it's educare, it means to pull out.
Okay.
And instead of the education system taking the time to really understand and know who we are and to draw out what's in us, and indoctrinates us and tell us who we are, who we need to be, how we need to act, how we need to respond. And that's why a lot of kids who are geniuses don't do so well in schools. So to bring it back full circle, I think a lot of people are so afraid to step on their own to start a business. Is because we're so used and so comfortable getting the 9-to-5 check.
Right. Sense of security, right?
Yeah, sense of security. The lack of confidence that we're not understanding that you have to fail in order to be successful. Like Warren Buffett said, he would not even invest in a company who hasn't failed before, because failure is the best teacher. And I think we get so caught up, man, because like I said, going back to school, everything is on a grade system. Right. You know, whatever you do, you get an A, you get a B, you get so graded. So we're so scared of failure because even though in real life failure is a lesson.
Oh yeah.
But since in school we look at everything on paper. Oh, you failed on this, or you didn't do right on this.
So it's almost like we've been programmed.
We're programmed to be machines be batteries for the machine.
Oh, wow.
And I just think that entrepreneurship is every human's right, because if you look at it, America is powered by the small businessman.
Right.
And then I think that entrepreneurship doesn't have to always look like, you know, you run these big businesses. It could be something small, because honestly, everybody's goal is not just to be comfortable, but also to be free.
Right.
But a lot of times people settle just for comfort because they're so afraid to fly out there and be free.
Right.
But honestly, man, you know, I think especially with me, my biggest goal when it comes to being a entrepreneur right now, I'm starting with my video business, my video content business, Creative Collective. Is be able to live life on my own terms.
Yeah.
So it's not really about being rich. It's not really about having all this money and all this access.
Right.
It's about being freedom and be able to live my life on my own terms. If I want to do this today, I could do that.
Yeah.
If I don't want to do this today, I don't have to do that. And I think that's the only way. To me, that's the real true meaning of freedom.
And I agree with that 100 because I love the fact that I'm able to have that flexibility to be able to come and go as I please,
right?
To be able to take a vacation when I want to,
right?
And yes, I may not have all the money in the world,
right?
But like you said, it's nothing like having that freedom.
Yeah.
It's nothing like having a peace of mind. I'm telling you, it's that's wealth to me, and I know that is difficult for people, especially in our community. The African American community, we don't see people venturing out. I mean, we may see now these days, but
yeah, now we're seeing a lot now amongst the millennials,
right?
Like just to go back to the previous podcast we was in,
right?
I think Black people, man, we were so stuck in the industrial age, because it was such a badge of honor to go to college,
right.
Follow this regime that our ancestors fought for, the right to vote, the right to go to college, the right to get this paying job. So we looked at life as we have to follow the status quo to be successful. When really is really that's you don't have to do these things or follow this program to be successful, because really when you think about success is really subjective.
Right.
I can be a janitor.
Right, because you don't base your success on nobody else. You base your success on you.
Right.
So you kind of determine whether you're successful or not based on you. Right.
And and I think that another reason why it's so hard with the African American community, because I just don't think I don't think we're open to evolve or to
that's good.
Or to rise above the prime example. I always equate the African community to the horse that was tied up to the folding chair.
Mm-hmm.
So when a guy was riding a horse, he took the horse, got off the horse, tied the reins up to a folding chair.
Right. Mm-hmm.
The horse not understanding that he's powerful enough to release himself, but because his mindset already set his mind that, hey,
that's good,
I'm tied down, I can't move. And really, you can move,
right? Because
I don't want to go too deep,
okay, yeah.
but I think that like the rhetoric that's going on, which I was a victim of too, about feeling that we're just oppressed, we can't do nothing, we can't do this, and that's totally not true. Because if that was true, then how come our ancestors in the 1960s, Black people in the 1960s were more successful and were more productive than Black people are now?
Yeah, and
that was Jim Crow era,
right?
So could it be that America is more racist now than it was in the Jim Crow era?
Wow.
That's something to think about. We had our own hospitals, we had our own schools,
right?
We had Black businesses, we had community,
right?
And then once we got to integration, that's when we saw the success rate of Black people has fallen. Like ever since the 1960s, I would say ever since Black Wall Street, Black people haven't advanced not 1% since.
Right.
With our billionaires, with our millionaires, because at the all the day it's all about the collective.
Right.
And I think that it's our mindset, man, to always feel like we can't be more than what they say we are.
So let me jump in here for a minute. Why are we the biggest consumers? Well, we only own 1% of everything. So why do we feel the need to consume?
Because we don't produce. When you don't, when you consume because you don't produce. So it's like when you're not producing nothing on your own, you always got to be over in somebody else's environment, consuming, because you have nothing on your own.
Right.
Think about back in the Viking days. The reason why the Vikings was always intruding on other people's kingdom because they had nothing. They lived in the icelands. They didn't have vegetation. They didn't have like their food and resource was scarce. So they always had to go to other people's kingdoms and take their things. And I think that that's why black people are so much of consumers because we're not producing anything. And that's why I was like, when we talk about reparations, would it be even a smart thing to give black people reparations right now?
You know what I mean?
Because like if we get without us not
it goes back to the and that's good. That's a good question because what happened to during COVID when we got the stimulus checks?
We made Louis Vuitton and that's why I think like I promise you like if I hate to say this but it's just the true reality that if black people was to get reparations, we would make white people rich.
Wow.
Even more rich.
Wow.
Cadillac would be up.
Yeah.
Louis Vuitton would be up. Gucci would be up. KFC would be up. You know what I'm saying?
So if you got a reparation check, you got some type of compensation, what would you do? What would you do with the money?
Well, what I would do is I would meet with my family members. You all got to check with your family members, and the first thing I would do, I would buy land. I would buy land because buying God's real estate, you always gonna have equity in the earth. Right. But that's what I would do. But if I had to like put a plan like for black people, I think it should be like group economics. Right. We should keep our money in the black community. We should always buy black. You know. Right. Like prime example, what gave me this idea was when I first started my videography journey. We did me and one of my best friends, Virtue. We did like a Christmas party at a real rich like business office in Ghent. And I remember the lady kept saying, "Buy Ghent, always buy Ghent, always buy Ghent." I'm like, "What you mean by always buy Ghent?" And I asked her. She said, "The people, our community here in Ghent, we all keep our money in Ghent. We go to stores in Ghent. We go to shops in Ghent. They keep their money there to build up their community. You know, that's why, Ghent got their school, Ghent got their own pharmacy because they keep their money within the community. Right. And I think that's what black people have to know and understand is that we have to, when it comes to like our group economics, we got to keep our money in our community. So if we was able to get these reparations, we build our stores, build our institutions, our schools, our pharmacies, our hospitals, clinics, whatever like that, and keep the money within the community and let it circulate like that. And that's how we get, because everybody else does it. Yeah. You got Chinatown, you got Little Italy. When I used to live in Chicago, Chicago is like one of the most segregated cities ever because each racial group had their own community, and they all patronized and supported their community. They kept the money within the community. And you just saw black people just straggling, you know what I mean? Yeah. Getting where they could get at, and as we getting pushed around from project to project to hood to hood. And and I just think that so to bring it back to the original question about why do I think black people are scared to jump out there? What was the question? It's just why people are afraid to take the leap of faith and start a business. I think it's a lack of self-worth. Yeah. If you know that, and not even just start a business, but just to be more in life, is the lack of self-worth. If you feel like your life is more than what it is now, and you feel like you deserve more, and you feel like, that life is so much more, you will go out there and get it. Or even if it's not even starting a new job, you'll go out there and get that high paying job or that high paying position. It's just that you just got to want more for yourself. Right. And like that's something that I'm learning as well. Like, it's so many times, we think it's I'm just being lazy procrastinating. No, it's fear that's keeping you stuck. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's the lack of self-confidence and lack of self-worth. Right. Because deep down inside you feel like you're really not worth all this greatness. Yeah. Like, who am I to have who am I to be able to drive a BMW 7 Series, or who am I to be able to hop on a jet or red eye and go to Paris, and me and my girl, we go to Paris for the weekend and just to have dinner. Like people, you gotta think outside the box and know that you are more than what this world say you are. Yeah. And something that Pastor Franco said all the time, if I get it right, he said the world always talk negative about you. Mm-hmm. Why would you add to it?
Right. I agree.
So think of yourself as great. Think of yourself as the he'll say, like, you know what I mean, the reason why I walk around like I'm the greatest, 'cause I know I am.
Yeah. And of course, you know, people hate on you for that too.
Yeah.
You know, people think you're arrogant. People think you better than them.
Right.
But it's not that. It's just you have that self-worth, self-confidence in yourself.
Right.
That and then you have this mindset that I deserve this.
Yeah.
You know, y'all may not think I deserve it, but I deserve this. And so, you know, and with your business, Creative Collective, you produce this podcast.
Right.
You've been producing all of my videos since I can remember, since I started doing this, or since you started doing this, video editing and you know, recording and different things like that. And I know you have even today put out there on Facebook about you know, people who are interested in sharing their message or sharing their story through a podcast format. And you put out there that, you know, they need to give you a call. And so you can talk to them and maybe work out, you know, you got a little special going, a little discounted price going I think it was the first 3?
Yeah. The first 5.
The first 5. So guys, if you're viewing this podcast today and you're interested, you like, you know, you've been watching, you're like, man, I, you know, because I never thought that I could do a podcast, you know, and you kind of inspired me to do this. Oh, I thought you were going to say something? Yeah, I
was going to say something. Before I forget, like, you know, I have to give the flowers where they're due.
Right.
Where it's due because, I mean, you are the reason why I started this journey.
Right.
Because, like, as kids, you know, you did everything in the church. You were the cameraman, the drummer, the sound man. So, like, pretty much, like, when I remember like it was clear as day. When you first started CTM, you hired this guy to do video work.
Right.
And I remember you was like, I could do this myself. Right. So I mean, you bought the equipment and all that things, and, you know, and like and next, you know, you started, you know what I mean, you taught me on the camera, taught my cousin PJ on the camera. Another thing, I forgot his name. He always wore the Steelers jersey. John West. Yeah, John West. If you're watching, man, we give a shout out to you, John. Yeah, he was the GOAT. Yeah, he was the man. Yeah. And basically you took pretty much 3 unskilled people.
Right.
You was unskilled yourself. Right. And you showed us like how to edit. Right. Tydelli. Yeah, Tydelli was one of them.
We used to be up all night trying to learn how to edit. Oh my God.
And Gully.
And Gully.
Yeah. And so to the point that we was doing movies.
Right.
We was doing movies. So it's like again, like it just all starts with, let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
We don't know how we're gonna do it.
Don't know how.
We're gonna do it tired. We're gonna do it frustrated. We're gonna do it lost. But we just gonna do it.
Right.
And then another person I would like to give my flowers to is Apostle Despina. Because I don't know if I ever told her this story. Right. But she plays a big part in why Creative Collective is Creative Collective. And I don't think she knows it. Right. But I mean, I could tell the story now. Right. So I remember this right when TAGL first started. And we was all having a meeting, and I was a novice. I was still kind of like learning everything. Right. So we was having a meeting, and y'all hired me to be like the camera guy, so like doing this stuff. So I was like, the meet was over, and I was like, man, like I know y'all want me to do all this stuff, but I said, man, I really don't know Adobe Premiere in After Effects like I would want to. Right. And I said, I wish I go to the office, go drive all across town to the office to learn it. This was on Pennsylvania Avenue. Right. And I said, but I don't got no gas money. And she was like, if I give you gas money, are you gonna go to that studio and learn Adobe? And I said, yes, I will go to the studio and learn Adobe if you give me gas money. Right. She reached in her purse. She gave me like $20-$25 to get gas, and that night I learned Adobe Premiere. Wow. So that $25 seed she planted, man, it was.
I mean, I got to give her flowers too, because there was a time where I needed a computer. I wanted to be able to have a computer where I can do some editing, mobile. Right. I didn't have to come to the studio. I can be at home. I can be on wherever. And she purchased that computer. Yeah. She purchased that laptop for me, so that I can edit it. You know, at it.
Oh yeah, the gaming laptop.
The gaming laptop.
Yeah,
That
was
matter
a
of fact,
laptop.
I don't think it's the one that we got here. No,
No.
It's a different one. But we want to give you a shout out, Apostle Despina Cuffy. Thank you so much. You've definitely been an instrumental part in our journey, especially when it comes to our production and video and different things like that. We've been doing it for years. We've been doing this for years, and you just took, you grabbed the bull by the horns.
Right.
You this became a passion for you.
Yeah.
And my God, you've taken this thing to the next level. You are a gift to the earth. You are a gift to the earth. And when you begin to think that way, when you change your mindset and begin to think that I'm a gift to the earth, right? The people are blessed because of me. People are better off because of me. When you begin to think that way, it shifts your perspectives, your decisions, things that you go after. It shifts that. Because now you're not, and I'm not saying that you're thinking that you're better than everybody. No, you're thinking that, your thinking is, I'm a gift to the earth, so I have something to offer. And most of us, we don't pursue our dreams, we don't pursue our goals, we don't go after what we desire, is because we believe that we don't have anything to offer. I'm here to tell you, you have something to offer. And God He put it in you. You just got to find that, and it's all wrapped up in your original you. And once you find that and take an assessment of that, you'll know what you can offer. You'll know the gift that you have. You'll know your purpose and what you can do to make someone else's life better. Bruce Lee said, self-knowledge involves relationship. To know oneself is to study oneself in action with another person. Relationship is a process of self-evaluation or self-revelation. Relationship is the mirror in which you discover yourself. To be is to be related.
Sometimes we all just need somebody just who believe in us. Just as much as
that's
we
the
believe in
lesson.
ourselves.
That's the lesson.
And I think throughout my journey, especially like doing this video, like I was surrounded by people who believed in me.
Right.
Like say Apostle Despina, my best friend, Virtue the artist, so many other people, man. They believed in me. And they would see my work and stuff. Sometimes I'm like, man, this is corny, man. This is whack.
Right.
And they look at like, man, this is great. You know what I'm saying? But like, just keep going. And sometimes, that's what say, safety is in the multitude of good counsel.
Yeah.
And like,
but then also it goes back to John Maxwell,
right.
With the law 11 and the 21 irrefutable laws of leadership.
Right.
Those who are closest, the law of the inner circle. Mm-hmm. Those who are closest to you determine how far you go.
Right. That goes along with the saying that stick with me a lot. Where motivation fails, that's where discipline picks up.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times when I look at my life, I saw how I let a lot of opportunities pass. I let a lot of things slip away. Let a lot of money slip away because I was in my feelings. Like what my gym said, man, you in your feelings.
Right.
Because I don't feel like it. I'd rather sit here and watch Netflix. I'd rather sit here and play PlayStation. Right. Or I'd rather go call my friend. We go get some tacos or something like that.
Right.
But instead of being there, saying, you know what, I need to be here learning this skill.
Right.
Or I need to be here finishing up this edit. Or I need to be sharp my skills so I can get more clients. Right. Because like I know you're gonna know this quote. I'm gonna mess it up. Zig Ziglar says, "Success is when opportunity meets preparation." Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Success is when opportunity meets preparation. That's what I got on my mouse pad.
Right.
So I said, man. So every time I get on that laptop, get on that computer, I'm preparing myself for success because if the opportunity comes and we're not prepared for it, what's the point?
Man, Terrell, we out of time.
Where we at?
we out of time. We passed our 20.
Wow.
So, guys, we're out of time, man. Great conversation, Terrell. This is an indication that you and I need to do this podcast more, and we will do that to share with our viewing audience. And I know they've been blessed. I know value been added to y'all today. And so I want you to subscribe, share the podcast with someone, and I know it will truly be a blessing. Anything you want to say to anybody, Terrell? You want to look into the camera, say anything to anybody before we leave?
I just say follow your dreams. Follow your dreams. Follow your heart. Don't let nobody tell you what you can or cannot do. Yeah, man. Know your worth and self-value, because that's where it all starts. It's not that you're lazy. It's not that you can't get nothing done. You can't get nothing right. It's that you just have to find your self-worth.
Yeah.
And once you find your self-worth, once you find your identity, that's when you'll start to see yourself move. Because right now, if you don't know who you are, then you don't know where to go.
Wow.
And you're like a leaf tossed to and fro.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Or one of my favorite books written by Napoleon Hill, you become a drifter. And you're just drifting because you don't know who you are and you don't know your purpose. So know your purpose, know yourself, follow your dreams, and crush goals.
Yes. And you heard that right here on Living the Amazing Life podcast. And of course, you guys can join us every Monday. We drop a new podcast every Monday. And as always, keep living your dream. But you know what time it is. It's time for you to live your amazing life. You heard about Terrell and I living our amazing life. It's time for you to live yours. God bless you. Hey guys, this is Tim Harrell. Man, this was a phenomenal training. I'm telling you, man, John Maxwell and the team poured into us, and now we're ready to do what we've been equipped to do. I'm excited about my new business, Next Level Coaching and Consulting, and so I'm excited about taking the principles that I learned and to implement those principles into my business. I'm excited. This was phenomenal. The coaching session was great. The leadership and development section was great, and man, this just was exciting. So I'm excited, and I'm so happy that I made the investment in me. And I'm here to encourage you today. If you have not made an investment in your leadership growth, your business growth, your personal development, you need to do that. And if you need help, all you have to do is contact me, Next Level Coaching and Consulting, and you can get the help you need. Also look for the information that will be with this video, and I can help you grow and develop to the person you desire to be. All right, look forward to connecting with you soon. Bye-bye.